Hello, YouTube. It's Andrew, the Bearded Giant. Let's do a quick sound and video test. Can you see me and can you hear me? Can you hear me? I have a voice. I must be heard. I don't know if you can hear me. No one's responding. Oh boy. Let's see. This is a screwdriver. It's from Irwin. It has multiple bits. I'm just stalling for time to make sure that you can hear and see me. All right, thanks, Dave. Oh, I have had a busy last couple weeks. And as some of you know, I missed last week's live stream, and I apologize for that, but it was outside of my control. I know my mom steals the show. I'm not echoing enough. Oh, you want me to unmute so I can echo? Let's see. Does that work if I unmute? Do I echo? I don't think I do. Oh, let's see here. Maybe I can. Nope. Can I raise that up? Now I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll just talk and hopefully you guys can hear me. Oh, so last week I did a fair amount of overtime. I had a couple of issues at the factory and had to stay late to help address them. And one of those was last Thursday, and I wasn't able to make my live stream. So, but here I am, and I am not gone. I've just been busy. So let's. Kevin likes to play a game of guess what's in the box or guess what something is. So let's start with this. What do you guys think this is? I'll kind of swirl it around. Kind of show you this. It has a nice cage on it, nice wire mesh. I cut the cord. Has three wires, probably hot, ground, and neutral. Let's see. It says TDP, and then some symbols I can't read. So I will let you know it is not a speaker. So it's not a speaker. The story behind this is, I'll tell you what it is in a minute. I was in Portland. Ooh, hey, that's a pretty good guess, Dave. An ion engine for my spaceship. It might be. But I was in Portland at the Goodwill, the big Goodwill, downtown Portland, and I was stalling for time. I was in Portland for a reason. Hey, Gary, thanks for stopping by. Brandon, heater, that's a good guess, but no, it is not a heater. I'll give you guys a weird light fixture. Close, but no. I bought it at the Goodwill for this. Let's see if you can see this. This is a gas arm like you would have on a lamp or something. And I've been dismantling it. There's a bracket and there's like a bracket. So this thing mounted on here like that. No, it's not a fan, and it's not a bug zapper. Not a heat lamp, but you guys are all very good guesses. I did not know what it was when I fume extractor. No, But like I said, I bought it for this. I bought it for this arm here with the gas actuated pistons. This is going to be part of my camera gantry. The very end, so I can get the fine tuning for my camera. So here's another component of it. See, it had a power cord and a soaker. No water attaches to it. Here, maybe this if you guys know, I don't know, is that Japanese or is that Chinese? I don't know. Can you read that? That might give you a clue. Or that, maybe that'll help you out figuring out what this is. All right. So it had a control box. I won't show you the other side because it has the name of it. Part of the control box had an articulating arm, and behind me, let's see if I can grab it. Oh, it had this very heavy stand with wheels, and it wouldn't tip over even if you swung that arm out quite a ways. I got it tanning bed. No, I got it at the Goodwill, and I would be very skeptical of buying. It very well may be a torture device. I would be very skeptical of buying electronics at the Goodwill, but like I said, I didn't buy it for electronics. All right, here's another clue. It is a medical device, and it is. Good job, Sam. Looks like a medical device. So I don't know what the therapeutic nature of this would be. It says it's a special electromagnetic therapy apparatus. Special therapy special electromagnetic therapy apparatus. Maybe my mom can shed some light. She has some cancer rate. It probably does cause cancer. But it was a pretty good deal for this arm. And that's what I got it for. And I'll probably salvage the electrical cord maybe for something. And this cage might be useful for something as well. Don't know what. But most of it will get thrown away. Definitely, I don't want any of this. Belonged to a charlatan. Yes, it probably did belong to a charlatan. I also I also picked up a very old school camera tripod because I wanted the adjustable head off of the top of it. Pretty inexpensive. I mean, I don't think anyone would buy it to use for actual photography because it was pretty, not modern. I mean, not nice like the new ones are that slide and adjust real well. But it had a pretty standard adjustable head on it, and it's in the house. But I'm going to probably use that head on the end of this to mount my this to, so I'll hold my phone. This is a selfie stick for a GoPro, but I'll use that. Dental debris. We need a new tripod. Man, there's some great deals on Amazon for tripods, but it's kind of nice to play with one and see how sturdy it is. I guess go to Best Buy or Camera Shop. Camera Shop will probably have the best quality tripod out there. But you'll most likely pay a premium for it. Set this someplace. Oh. So, oh, yeah, Dubois. They don't have a beefing rating. I would expect the beefing rating is on a scale of 1 to 11, because the most beefing would be number 11, 1 more than 10. Electromagnetic therapy is a pseudoscience healing device. Yes, I would say this is a pseudoscience healing device. I didn't plug it in. I was afraid to plug it in. I didn't know what it would do. Looks like a 9 on the beefing scale. Yeah. So this last week I have not been able to work on any content really. Maybe a little bit tonight and tomorrow. This weekend I will, but I'll be distracted a bit. China's way of planning U.S. with EMP repeaters to take us down. It could have cured me. It could have. You never know. I could have destroyed the one implement that could solve all my problems. Oh, yeah. So let me sip down some more cancer-causing juice. Oh, yeah. So Dave and Amanda have been making a lot of sugar, maple syrup and sugar. Now you're stuck with crystals and magnetic socks. Magnetic socks work? Copper socks. Oh, is that they have those bands, right? You wear those bands. They're supposed to help you. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Dave and Amanda's we're on the pseudoscience stuff. I guess I'll just stay there. Stay there on the pseudoscience. Speaking of pseudoscience, Gary, the bearded woodworker, will be coming up to my place tomorrow evening, and he's going to stay the night. And Saturday. Yes, the device was covered at Roswell, and there's a delay, and that might not make sense. It's a what it is oh, I gotta read this thing. It's the special electromagnetic therapeutic apparatus. What it does for you, I don't know. I just don't know. But it's the special electromagnetic therapeutic apparatus. So anyway, Gary is coming up, and I might be persuaded to have pizza, Brandon. Anyway, Gary's coming up, and Saturday we are we are headed out to a small community called Fairview, which is to the east of us, or east of me. I speak of myself in the plural because I am 2 people, at least that you know of. So we're headed to Fairview, and we're going to go watch a demonstration of a wood miser, I believe, portable bandsaw mill. And then we're going to Jason, the Northwest Sawyer, who's a YouTuber. Maybe one of you can link his the Northwest Sawyer, link his thing in the chat. Anyway, we're going to go out to his place in Estacada and play with his bandsaw, his milling saw. And so, you know, we'll shoot some video of that, and hopefully we get a video out of it. I'm a little behind on my posting of videos, but I'm not far from completing my gantry. I got the frame all up. I don't know if you can see that. The lights are probably distracting, but oh. You can see this slides, and then the whole thing slides this way. Oh. So Brandon, I used just 4 small pieces of strut. I used strut at the 4 corners of the 1.5-inch tube, and then I used 4 pieces of L strut to get perfect 90s. Instead of welding them, I just use those. A meat hanger. I guess I could, yeah. The rack is beefing level number 11. Oh, it's telling me to strut. Oh. I did use some strut, but I only used strut in the 4 corners, so I could micro adjust, so I could get it perfectly parallel to each other, because I didn't trust my fab skills, and I didn't trust my building skills of the shed, that things are square and plumb. In fact, I know things are not square and plumb. So I use some strut, and strut allows you to be adjustable. So, you know, square as opposed to rhombus. Let's see if I do that all right. Square, rhombus. Hey, there's a fine line between numerators and denominators. I probably shouldn't have told you that, because only a fraction of you will get it. Was that a trapezoid? Did I get that wrong? Oh. Oh. Do they allow fractions? I don't think they use fractions in Canada, because I think they only use decimals. Rhombus. Oh, shoot. So that'll be fun. It'll be fun to have Gary up here. It'll be his first time seeing the shed since I've kind of got it closed in. Maybe he can help me a little bit on my gantry. They can't, they can't handle the divide. Oh, hello, North Star Prep Stutter. Yeah, so it'll be fun to have Gary up here. I think he's only going to be here for one day, though. Coming up Friday evening and leaving Saturday, I believe. Not sure. Oh, yeah. So you all been doing a bunch of videos, which have been cool. I've been keeping up on some of them. Boo, Gary, stay blogger. Gary leaving? Oh, stay up here. Yeah. Multiple beards. Yep. Yes, Kevin. I will make time for you to so we can talk. I will be free Sunday morning to afternoon. I can set aside as much time as you need to talk, Kevin. Publishing on the 20th. Yeah. We could also maybe chat tomorrow, but I am okay. Sunday works best for me. Yeah. So I had a little activity in my personal life this week. Nervous mushrooming. Are you picking mushrooms in the grocery store, Sam? Oh. So I went on a date on Tuesday and Wednesday with a very nice woman. She lives in Portland, and that's why I was in Portland this week. And that's how I came up with this, because I was stalling for time. Went to the Goodwill, and yeah, we went out to coffee on Tuesday and had a nice time, and then walked around and saw some art. And then Wednesday we went out to dinner and also had a nice time. And so we'll probably get together again maybe next week sometime. We'll see what happens. What's kind of cool is hello, Jennifer Davis. Let me take a moment for my story and acknowledge that Jennifer Davis is here in the room, and I am addressing her because she felt left out on one of my last live streams. She said hello a couple of times and I missed it. So Jennifer Davis, hello and welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Yes. So this person that I went out to dinner with is a maker as well. She does costuming for cosplay, like Comic-Con and those sorts of things. It's a hobby for her. It's a side thing. It's not her. She has a regular corporate job. But it's been very cool because we've been able to talk about, the process of making and building, and obviously She's, well, maybe not obviously, but she's into, comic books and movies and anime and all that stuff, which lends itself to the cosplay community. So that's been pretty cool. So we really hit it off there on that whole maker thing. And yeah, we'll see what happens. You never know. Anyway, TVG, Thrifty VG. Oh, say hi to your mom for me. Yeah. So I should film it sometime and show you. I had a plaster bust made of my torso a year ago, maybe more. And the idea was to use it as a dummy to make foam armor on it because it's an exact replica of my torso. So I could make foam armor to go to Comic-Con and those sorts of things. So I did not end up making any armor. As far as I went was my buddy Perry helped me make this plaster bust. Is said head. Bust, not head. Bust. Torso. It's in the house, but it's big. Well, it's as big as me. It's kind of creepy in a way because I made a very simple 2x4 stand, like just a simple small cross and then a plywood base, and I put weights on the base, and then I slipped the torso over it. So it stands at the appropriate height for me. So so if someone walked into the room, they would see basically the upper portion of a mannequin, which is my size. So yeah, and it's in the spare bedroom. And Gary said there, and it's in his spare bedroom. Nothing like waking up to that. It is in the spare bedroom. Oh, yes. Well, if I brought it out here, I wouldn't have much room because there'd be two of me. Oh, but maybe I will make some foam armor one of these days. Make some barbarian costume, or make some Mad Max costume or something. Maybe a Game of Thrones costume. I could practice my beard grooming skills. Yeah. So what's funny is Perry, my buddy, he's my gaming buddy, dartboard. Yeah, he and his brothers, he has two brothers, they are entering a 500-mile rally race where they have to use a car and a budget of $500 or less to buy a car, fix it up if they're going to fix it up, and then do this 500-mile rally race. It's here in Oregon. I forgot what it's called. But they went to Goodwill too, and they bought two mannequin heads, and they want me to weld on like some spiky things on the front, and they're gonna impale the two mannequin heads on the front of this car. They got an old Impala. So they're gonna do kind of a Mad Max kind of theme. Oh yeah, the guy from Demolition Ranch. I follow him some. He had Robert Oberst down there. I think it's Oberst is his last name. Anyway, one of the world's strongest men who also lives in Texas, and they were beating up some car with a giant sword, which seems like fun. Yep. Oh. So anyway, straight to the sand pit. Yeah. So yeah, it should be fun. He's too pretty to watch. Oh, because Robert has a T-shirt that is one of his T-shirt logos. It says "strong and pretty." Yeah, he has a few videos with Robert going to his property. They shoot stuff. I mean, and they do crazy stuff. I can't really do crazy stuff at my property. Not like bashing up cars. I think my first car, I spent somewhere between $600 and $700, maybe $750 tops. I bought it early 90s, 1990, 91, somewhere in there. And it was a 1978 Plymouth Horizon, I think. It was it had a Volkswagen motor in it, which was a pretty good motor. I didn't take care of it. And I ended up burning a head gasket or something in it, but it was a pretty good little car. Before that, I drove extra family cars. We had an old pickup and an old Cadillac, and there was always an extra car available to drive. But the first one I purchased was like a $600 or $700 car. Yeah, I drove that. Basically drove it into the ground. Then I traded it in on a pickup, which I drove into the. Oh, actually, I didn't drive that in the ground. I drove that into an accident. I wrecked that truck. I wrecked that truck by hitting another truck, and I bought the truck I hit, and I drove that around. Whew, that was a weird night. So I was working not graveyard, swing shift at a company. It was probably a Friday night after work. I think it must have been in the fall, and I was going to head down to the coast where Sarah and Gary live now, and going over the mountain. The roads are very twisty and turning and windy. And it was raining, and I was probably exceeding the speed limit. I was young. I was probably exceeding the speed limit, and there were some wet leaves on the road. Oh yeah, Mom knows about this story because she came to pick me up. This is when my mom was living down at the coast. Yeah. Yeah. So I was going around the corner too fast. The road was wet. There were leaves on the road. And I didn't make the corner, and I ran off the road. I ran the corner, but I went straight. I didn't make it. And I said I was probably speeding, Sam, which was true. I probably was speeding, and there were wet leaves, and it was raining, and it was dark, and I was young and not making great decisions about driving. Anyway, so I ran off the road, and I hit a parked truck. And that truck was parked beside the road because it was for sale. So I T-boned 1978 Chevy half-ton four-wheel drive full bed. And it dented in the door of the full-size truck, but it pushed the bumper of my little truck.
All right, here's what I got.
No, be quiet. It pushed the bumper up onto the front wheels and whatnot of my little Dodge truck. And the people who lived there came out and make sure I was all right, and they were real nice. And they brought me in the house and all that. So I ended up cutting a deal with the guy. I bought his truck, and he kept my truck because he's going to take the back end and convert it into a utility trailer. So I bought his truck, left my wrecked truck at his property, and I don't know if I drove off that night or came back the next day. Don't remember. But I drove that truck around for a while. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, you break it, you buy it is true, and I did. The indiscretions of youth. Is that an indiscretion? Or just poor decision? Anyway, yeah. I kind of missed that truck. I liked it. It was beefy. It was beefing. It was a beefing truck. Had overload springs on it. Four-wheel drive. The old switcheroo. The old switcheroo, yes. Yeah. The tree was littering. It was very inconsiderate. For such a green state, with so many evergreens, got those deciduous trees. Is that what it is? Deciduous? Yeah. So kind of a funny thing at work today. One of my techs, she wears overalls. She wears Carhartt overalls, as a matter of fact. And she was on, what do I work in? Well, I'll show you what I work in. Duluth Trading Company pants, and either a Carhartt t-shirt or a company shirt. Yeah. So anyway, she was looking at some new Carhartts on Amazon that were gray. Apparently she hadn't seen gray Carhartts before. Anyway, she showed me a picture of them in the office at her desk, and I said, "Oh, those are dope." And a head popped up about 3 cubes over, and he looked at me and gave me the stink eye, like, "You're too old, and you're not cool enough to use the word dope." So apparently I can't go, "Yo, dude, those Carhartts are dope." So what's funny, I used to be a bouncer. I was a bouncer at a couple different clubs in my younger days. But yes, I'm a professional masseur. I walk on people's backs for them. I lay them across a bed of coals, and then I walk across their back, and it's very therapeutic. It's very therapeutic. It really pushes them into the bed of coals, and that heat is therapeutic, and yes, and that's I also use this electromagnetic therapy. No, so Gary, I was a bouncer at a couple of different adult establishments where they needed a door person to check ID and take a cover charge. Yeah. No, I work for a property management company, and I work for a property management company, and we manage Intel, as in the computer chips. We manage their properties for them. Our company does the heating, the cooling, the plumbing, the janitorial, the whole kit and caboodle. I run a group that manages the fire suppression. So we maintain the fire sprinklers, the fire pumps, the fire hydrants, all the associated valves, the fire extinguishers, kitchen hood suppression equipment. There's a lot of regulatory requirements around fire suppression, and that is what my team does. We make sure Intel stays compliant with the law, and the appropriate maintenance is done, and yada yada yada. So that's what I do. And if everything goes well, no one even knows that we're there, because it's when we do a good job, it's boring. Nothing happens, and that's what we want. Yes. So Gary is saying that I was a bouncer at a couple of adult entertainment facilities, and since we are airing that, yeah, my company is crucial in maintaining the chain of blame. Yes, that is true. Yeah, all those things. Yes. Actually, I think libraries do need bouncers. Gary also worked in the adult entertainment industry as well. Here is a little fact about the state of Oregon. Some of you may have the impression that we are a very liberal state, and in some respects that's true. But our freedom of speech in our state constitution has been determined to cover adult dancing as a form of art, and is protected under our state constitution as freedom of speech. So by dancing nude on a stage, it's art, and it's protected by law. So I don't know if this is true now, but for many, many years, Portland, Oregon had the most adult strip clubs per capita than any other city in the nation. So there you have it. It's a form of expression and speech. That's why we also have an annual, in Portland, the big city, an annual naked bike ride where thousands of people take to the street, and they ride their bicycles naked on a route. It's like a big parade, um, and it's also protected form of speech because it's self-expression. Uh, an adult non the market, you can have a crown. But if you open an adult non, mean like a grocery store, Sam? You mean open like a grocery store? uh, yeah. Huh. Anyway, that's Portland. If you haven't seen that TV show, Portlandia, I recommend you guys look it up, or at least go on YouTube and find some clips of it. Um, and it's fictional, but there are so many kernels of truth in that. They take something that is real and they expand it to the ridiculous, but they don't have to expand it very far because it's pretty close to that as it is. Uh, one of the opening songs or sayings in that show is, "It's Portland is where young people go to retire," and I think that's it's partly true. Um, but one of the drawbacks of being a growing and successful city, um, hey, thanks for coming by. Uh, what was I going to say? Oh, real estate is expensive in Portland, which probably doesn't surprise you. But because real estate is trending upwards, uh, inexpensive space is uh, inexpensive space is rare, and so artists who rent old warehouses, or artists who rent storefronts to open small galleries and stuff, are being priced out of the market. And so one of the cool trendy things about Portland has been the art scene and the music scene, but those folks who are key to the art and music scene in Portland are being priced out of Portland, which was what one of the draws was for people moving. I mean, keep Portland weird is a thing here. Keep Portland weird. So anyway, yeah, but that's urban development all over the place. Inner cities and urban areas become dilapidated, and artists and people of lower income move in because they can, and then because it becomes a hip and cool place, other people move in and want to take advantage of that and be around it. But what happens is it prices the people out, and then it becomes more popular and things are more expensive, and then the artists and the musicians can't live there anymore and they have to move, and then it just becomes yuppie. Oh, I don't know if you even cared or follow what I was saying about that, but it's not unique to Portland. I mean, it happens all over. Someone was telling me that Detroit is starting to have a thriving, growing downtown area, and that It's sort of on the rebound. Gentrifying. Yes, that's what it is. Gentrifying. Um, hey, Doug and Wendy up north. Thanks for stopping by. So that's one of the reasons I bought where I did. 7 years ago, when I got divorced, I was trying to find a new place to move and buy. I could not afford anything in Portland on a single income. You could do it on a dual income, but not a single income, or at least my income. So I had to start looking further and further away from the center of Portland, out in the suburbs, and the suburbs get expensive too. Keep going, and I landed where I am now, which is a small town, which is getting priced out now as well. My town has at least doubled in size in the last 7 years. Population. They've been buying up farmland and putting in developments with big, really nice homes, but right next to each other. I bet you I could walk in between two of those houses, reach out and touch either house. My hot tub is hot, but I have not maintained it over the winter, Gary. I have not maintained it over the winter. I would probably need to drain it and refill it and rebalance the water. Or, I mean, I looked in there a bit ago and didn't smell or anything. The water looked clean. No, it's not a slush tub. The water was clear and didn't smell. I could go do a pH test of it and balance the water out, and you can sit in it if you want. I don't care. Amanda, I will get my hot tub. Well, it's running. I mean, I just need to balance the water, I guess. Maintain the water. I do the boron, rather than the Clorox or the chlorine version. It's a little less harsh on the skin. I don't really care for the chlorine so much. So, hey, Sam, I think a wood-fired hot tub would be a great idea. In fact, I helped a friend of a friend make a small hot tub using a cast iron hot tub, and we dismantled a propane barbecuer, and I blocked up the bromide. Yeah, that's it. Amanda, I used the bromide method, not the chlorine. So I used cinder blocks, and I blocked up this cast iron tub at their house, and used the parts from a propane barbecue, and I built a rack with the grill underneath, and then ran the tube out to the propane tank and the regulator. And then I made just a simple wooden slat deal to sit in the bottom of the tub, so she could sit in her tub on the wood and not have skin against the bottom of the tub, and then the propane would heat it up. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. Uh, it worked best if she filled her tub with hot water from her hot water heater. We run a garden hose from her hot water heater out the window to it, and then use a propane to heat up from there, because it took a lot of energy, a lot of propane to warm that water up if it was cold. So we found it was best to start with already warm water, and then the propane would keep it warm. Yeah. So, but yeah, Sam, I think you should. Oh, one of my cousins took uh, um, took a cast iron bathtub, and they just simply dug a pit underneath it and would build a fire to heat it up that way. But I think if you had a burn barrel and you got copper tubing and you coiled it and coiled it and coiled it, and had it run to the bottom and the top of, let's say, a cast iron tub, built a fire in the burn barrel, it would take the cold water in through the bottom inlet, go through the tubes, and the natural heating of the copper that's coiled up inside the burn barrel. Thanks, man. Thanks for the compliment on the beard. The heating of that coiled copper would make the water rise, and it would flow and push out the top spigot into your tub, and then it would cool a bit, and then it gets sucked back in. So it'd be a natural cycle, a thermal cycle. Yeah. So I kind of talked to Kevin a little bit about this when he was trying to come up with his idea for warming his greenhouse. Kind of a similar idea, using a copper tube to run around his stack and do the same thing. But I think he decided on running piping through the bottom of his stove, which would give a very similar idea. You know that maple evaporator you guys have, you can make some great stew in those trays. A good beef stew, maybe some sausage stew, some potatoes and onions. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, Sam, you have a family member who works at one of those big box stores. Maybe he can keep an eye out for some damaged copper and buy it for you. Yeah. We only had about 10 people show up today for the live stream, which isn't bad. I'm not surprised that I'm not getting the 18, 19, 20 people that I have in the past, because I missed a week and haven't really been doing any promoting and all that. But Amanda, yeah, some stew. Oh, a nice big yeah, I think. Oh, hey, could you also do a oven with that evaporator, Amanda? Uh, brick out a portion of it, and then you could bake some bread in there. And then you can make like little bread mounds and then hollow them out and put the stew in that and have bread bowls. Oh, and if you could make sourdough bread mounds hollowed out, have sourdough bread bowls for that stew, that would be amazing. Pizza, yeah. I baked apples in my evaporator while I was boiling. Oh, so you just dropped a couple apples in? Hey, did you? You didn't go dunking for apples, did you? That would be awfully dangerous. Dunking for apples in boiling maple syrup. Oh, yeah, a little pizza oven. Little pizza oven, little wood baking oven. That would be cool. Dumplings. Oh, some dumplings. Yes. I think we're on to something here. Yeah, you might end up with a bunch of Americans immigrating up to Canada to come to your property and eat dumplings and stew. Oh, because you have three of them, you're right. You could do a cobbler in one of them. Yeah. Oh, I envision a whole cooking series, outdoor cooking series, Amanda. Cooking with the Canucks. Cooking with the Canucks. Yeah. Bobbing for boiling apples. Yeah. That it doesn't sound good. So, folks, what is that up there? I don't know what that is. I wonder what that did. Dessert, yeah. Well, I've reached my hour mark, and I appreciate everyone who joined us today. When I mean us, I mean me, myself, and I. I really appreciate it. And come back next week for my live stream. And look for my gantry video for my thing up here. I hope to have that out next week, that video. So thank you, everyone. Be kind to one another, and peace out.